All right, y'all, what's up? Happy Friday. It is the Friday before the Unfazed, Unedited relaunch, okay? So we're launching next Tuesday, and let me just give you a little bit of the behind the scenes of what's going on when it comes to the podcast. So many of you may know, or if you're new to us, you may not know, we started the podcast Unfazed, and we started it in September of 2020 during the pandemic. In fact, a lot of people started podcasts during the pandemic, right? Maybe they did a few episodes, maybe 10 here, 12 there. But we did 2 years worth of podcast every week. So about 115 episodes under the Unfazed podcast. And it really worked at the intersection of DEI work and endurance sport. So everything had an endurance sport slant, even though it was really heavy on the DEI. Fast forward to taking a break. We took a break in March, we took a break. And now it's November. We're about to go into the holiday season, and we are relaunching as Unfazed, Unedited. We decided not to go with a producer. We decided not to go with a lot of fancy, lights and camera and action. We did not go with that. We went with myself and Dr. Lisa Ingerfield having conversations about topics that come up. And we actually broke each episode up into phases, right? Phases 1, 2, and 3. Each phase may be on a different topic, and it may connect to the other. It may not. They may be all over the place. But we broke it up for a number of different reasons. And some of this happened organically, and some of this happened on purpose. Number one, we're on YouTube. We were not on YouTube before. We will be on YouTube now because we know that it has the accessibility function of being able to see a transcript. We realize that we have folks who are listeners who are deaf or in the deaf community. And so we wanted them to have a transcript. That's one thing. The second thing is that I realized that there were listeners of ours that shared the podcast as professional development in their workplaces and for their teams. And it can be hard to sit down and listen to long form podcast in 45 minutes to an hour, taking that amount of time. Some can do it, but some can't. And so the phases allow you to get around 10 minutes on a specific topic as a deep dive so that it can be more accessible, more palatable. And even in the show notes underneath, you'll be able to see what topic we're talking about at each specific time marker. So please make sure that you take a look at that. And then the last thing I'll say is that we're super excited because we're able to give you more information, more resources in a shorter period of time without all of the ads and all of the interruptions. And we realize that life is loud and life is busy. And so this is your opportunity to get as much in as possible in the shortest amount of time. You can listen while you're on your run or your ride, while you're at the gym, going and coming in between, picking up the kids, dropping off the kids, waiting on the kids, waiting on somebody to shop. You can get it in. It's just that palatable. So we're excited. Watch for us to drop. In fact, subscribe. Go to YouTube, subscribe. Go to Instagram, subscribe. Go to Apple Podcasts, subscribe, follow. Make sure that you're ready for the drop Tuesday, November 21st. Talk to you soon.